Okay, now we invite questions, suggestions. Please get the mic over there and introduce yourself before you raise your question.
I am H.L. Trivedi, इंफॉर्मेशन कमिश्नर फ्रॉम मध्य प्रदेश। सबसे पहले तो मैं ये बताना चाहूँगा कि ये जो 60 साल में निराकरण वाली बात आई थी, ये केवल 2013 में 1 साल की स्टडी पे है, जब वहाँ कमीशन में लोग नहीं थे। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के एक डिसीजन से डीबी नहीं हो पा रही थी और कुछ समय के लिए रुका था, लेकिन ओवरऑल जो है वहाँ पे अभी तक 38,000 केस रजिस्टर हुए हैं और 27,000 का डिस्पोजल है। 2013 तक के कोई अपवाद केस बचा हुआ कोई केस नहीं बचे, जो चल रहे हैं वो 14-15 के चल रहे हैं। तो एक तो क्या स्टडी केवल 1 साल के बेस थी। यदि स्टडी कोई करना चाहिए तो ओवरऑल होना चाहिए। 2005 से देखते तो ये स्थिति नहीं बनती। दूसरा मेरा इसी पॉइंट पे से ये कहना है कि हमने मध्य प्रदेश में लोक अदालतें भी करके और खुली सुनवाई की, ओपन हियरिंग किया लोक सूचना अधिकारियों का और जो अभिलाषी हैं, शिकायतकर्ता हैं, और 5 लोक अदालतें हमने डिविजनल बेस पे करी और लगभग वहाँ भी जो है 1200 से अधिक कंप्लेंट्स और अपीलों का निराकरण हुआ। और ये अपने आप में एक यूनिक प्रयोग था जो अभी मध्य प्रदेश में जारी है। और ये कह सकते हैं कि मध्य प्रदेश में अगले 1 साल में कोई भी अपील या शिकायत 3 महीने में निपटने लग जाएगी, इस स्थिति में आ जाएंगे। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि अब ये 60 साल वाला प्रचार नहीं होगा। दूसरा, एक पेपर की न्यूज पे से ये सब चला था और उसी को सबने पकड़ लिया। दूसरा, अब इससे संबंधित एक सुझाव भी देना चाहूँगा कि जो सेंट्रल कमीशन और स्टेट कमीशन जितने भी हैं, इनकी वेबसाइट एक होना चाहिए, एक रूपता होना चाहिए और ये सभी चीज़ें ऑनलाइन हो। कमीशन की भी, कि कितने केस चल रहे हैं, कितने पेंडिंग हैं, क्या डिस्पोजल हुआ है, इम्पोर्टेंट केस भी ऑनलाइन हो जाए, वेबसाइट पे डल जाए। इसके लिए मेरा सुझाव है कि सेंट्रल इंफॉर्मेशन कमीशन कुछ पहल करे डीओपीटी की हेल्प से, और उससे स्टेट को भी मदद मिलेगी, आम जनता को भी जानकारी मिलेगी। दूसरा, इससे संबंधित एक और चीज थी, वो है खासकर जो जितने भी सॉफ्टवेयर बनते हैं, एप्लीकेशंस बनती है, उसमें त्वरित अमेंडमेंट का कोई ना कोई प्रावधान होना चाहिए, ताकि कोई प्रॉब्लम से यदि आती है तो इमीडिएटली उसका सॉल्यूशन हो और उसमें अमेंडमेंट हो जाए, ताकि लोगों को उससे असुविधा नहीं हो। क्योंकि बहुत सी प्रॉब्लम्स ऐसी, जैसे आधार का ही अभी बात उठी थी, आधार का मैं उदाहरण दूं, कुछ केसेस जो सामने आया उससे पता लगा कि आधार में जो लिंक हो रहे हैं विभिन्न योजनाओं से लोगों के, यदि उसमें कोई कमी है, एड्रेस चेंज हो जाता है, कुछ चेंज हो जाता है, तो वो फिर लिंकेज नहीं होता और हितग्राही परेशान होता है। फिर वो आवेदन देता है कि मुझे इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं मिली, ये नहीं हुआ। तो ऐसे मामलों में तुरंत सुधार का भी कोई प्रावधान होना चाहिए एप्लीकेशंस में। तो जो डिजिटल इंडिया की हम बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें ये भी हम ध्यान रखें कि ये आवश्यकता के अनुसार उसमें त्वरित डिसीजन हो और त्वरित अमेंडमेंट हो। धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Would you like to respond now, or because it's fairly? I mean, you already spoken. He's already spoken. So let's give a third person a chance now. जहाँ तक आपने बात की सॉफ्टवेयर के बारे में, इनका ये मैरिज होना चाहिए स्टेट और सेंटर का, इसके बारे में डिस्कशन हुआ था पिछले कॉन्फ्रेंस में। आई थिंक तमिलनाडु के उन्होंने रेज किया था इस इशू को। वी आर लुकिंग इनटू इट। यस, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
Yes, we are from. I just want to say that I am Bhaskar Prabhu from Maharashtra. Maharashtra open hearing was trial was done first in Maharashtra, not in Madhya Pradesh, by Mr. Vijay Kyurekar, the Commissioner of Pune, and then also it was practiced in 2012, and also it was done in Mumbai, the mass clearance of appeal, where both of them were given chance to be participate in the commission or not to do it. The other is that ki our suggestion is that ki commission, every commission should pass within a mandate some type of a resolution that they will clear at least 250 or 300 hearings per month, then only these things will happen. I think Maharashtra Commission and also the CIC has passed a resolution in the meeting that at least in Maharashtra it is said that can be 400 appeals and complaints will be cleared in a month by each information commissioner, and accordingly we have seen that Maharashtra Information Commission is clearing around average to 250 to 300 appeals and complaints clearance every month, and we really applaud for that. And our State Chief Information Commissioner is averagely clearing 6,000 appeals and complaints per year, which is the best in India. The third is that the Commission's website need not wait for any central assistance. They are independent to that, and they should demand from the state to give the assistance for giving that. And I feel if any information commission is telling that their waiting period is not 60 years or 16 years or 10 years, that should be known in their website itself. That would be much better than contesting the issues here. Thank you very much.
Yes, somebody here. Yes, second row. You're right. Please give the mic.
Actually, we normally feel that the PIOs are under pressure. Sorry, public authorities are under pressure. It's not the fact. In fact, public authorities have not been given any specific responsibility for which they can be punished. What is happening in most of the departments, very junior officers are the PIOs, right? And a little senior officer is the first appellate authority. It is even in the government of India. And since there is no provision for any punishment to the public authorities, that's why, as Ms. Anjali was saying, that order of the commission are also not being implemented. This is fact. They are again coming to us. We are taking it as a way of complaint, and even if we order again, there is no provision, they don't follow it. So we must develop some implementation mechanism in the act. Otherwise, many times even the commissioners are also ridiculed. They say, देखिए साहब, आपने ऑर्डर कर दिया, क्या हुआ? इसको कोई पूछ ही नहीं रहा है. So this is a very big lacuna. That lacuna must be corrected. Simply, in the case of complaints, it is written that you have different powers. Say, you can call them, ask for production of documents. But in case of appeals, you don't even have the power to force PIO or anybody to reply or give the document. You don't have any such power also. That is also again the problem. If it does not come one or two times, in any case, you pass that order, and since the concerned persons are elected, what she says, it exactly happens. First the PIO does not cooperate, and in the end, the decision is not implemented. And there is a gap also. Section 19 says that the order should be given to the public authority, not to the PIO. If you give to the order to the public authority, many times he again refers it to the PIO. That is also the problem. One amendment in this section 19, it deals with the appeal. But when it comes to paying the compensation, it has written complainant or shikayat karta. Right? Though the section is regarding the appeal, but it talks of the compensation to the shikayat karta. So what it should be interpreted? One more thing, we are talking of the voluntary disclosure. It is very easy to say, but say our many public authorities are Gram Panchayat. Vast number. Janpad Panchayat. In Gram Panchayat, the Sachiv is the functionary. So we must decide this disclosure should be at which level of the public authority. Because of the definition of the act, the collector is public authority, SDM is public authority, Tehsildar is public authority. Let us think very practically, is it possible even at the Gram Panchayat level to declare this voluntary declaration? It's very easy to say, as she said, there is nothing on the PMO website. But when you think what should be posted on PMO website, I think it will be a big question what should be the disclosure. So there should be some decision that such disclosure should be at such and such level of the public authority, so that can be only honored, not otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, any other question?
Yeah, can we please raise this question?
Please raise
sir?
your hand.
Please give us an opportunity at the back also.
Oh yes, sure, why
Thank you.
not?
Thank you so much, sir.
Is that Venkatesh Naik?
Yeah, Venkatesh from the Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative and National Campaign for People's Right to Information.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to make 2 quick points. I have had the good fortune of attending several such conventions, and what beguiles me is that even in the 10th year of implementation of the RTI Act, we are raising the very same issues and problems that were discussed in the very first RTI convention held in 2006. And that is cause for concern. Some of us have started asking whether there is really any respect for rule of law in this country, or are we going to become another banana republic like in the African continent? These are very simple problems that could be resolved by having discussions amongst various stakeholders, and these conventions are meant for having those discussions and finding solutions. It is unfortunate that these conventions are not leading to developing those solutions. We always discuss problems, we come back the next year and discuss the same problems. What I would humbly request the organizers of this convention is this, that discussions on problems are happening here. Let us also identify some of the solutions. Let all that feedback go to the nodal departments of various appropriate governments for action to be taken on this. Sir, the Honorable Information Commissioner for Madhya Pradesh talked about the progress of work that they have undertaken. That is really worthy of appreciation. But we would also like to see them taking quick action on at least developing their own website. In July, we released a report saying that the least bit of information about any information commissions working, which is available to the public through a website, is that of Madhya Pradesh. And today, what is the situation we have here? We do not have a single representative of civil society or the activist fraternity from Madhya Pradesh invited in this convention. How can we even think of having solutions then? We need to be organizing these conventions in a very different way, where we can plan for the next 10 years of implementation of the RTI Act. Thank you.
Venkatesh, your point is well noted, but let me tell you something. There are initiatives which are being taken individually by the commissioners across the states and also in the CIC. The issues which you are talking about are not issues which can just dissolve over a certain period. They are in the process of being evolved. For example, there is a reaction even by one of the CICs, ex-CICs, that it has plateaued. Yes, in a movement of 10 years, the movement will plateau, but I think it's a sign of progress. We are here only to think about positive things, and I'm happy to see that we are getting all the viewpoints, which only helps us to be stronger. And I think there has been progress. You have seen, you come for hearings. So let it be an ongoing progress program, rather than being defeatist and say ye bhi nahi ho sakta, wo bhi nahi ho sakta, wo to bilkul nahi ho sakta. Yes, somebody else from the back once again.
Sir, I am Pradeep Pradhan. I am from Odisha.
Yeah.
Let me take you from the presentation made by my friend Venkatesh Naik, and the issues which we have already discussed earlier conventions. Now we are also discussing the same issues in this convention. I will highlight 1 or 2 issues that is in context of Odisha. In the last session, our former Information Commissioner Sri Jagannath was suggesting how the state RTI portal, he was taking the example of Odisha. Odisha has the RTI portal and it can be connected to central RTI portal. Sir, I just want to enlighten all the participants present here. Since last few years, Odisha RTI portal has been stopped. It was in 2010, after a lot of demand and the Commission's order, a special RTI portal was developed in 2010. That all the somato disclosure information of under section 4(1)(b) will be put in that website, and for which Odisha government got award from the central government for developing the fantastic website. But after the award that the state government got, the RTI portal has been stopped. There is no RTI portal, and a section 4(1)(b) information is nowhere available in public domain in our state. And this website is Anybody can check it today. That is rtiorissa.gov.in. It is stopped since last 2 years. I want to highlight other two issues. In Odisha Information Commission, they are giving their decisions in English. And a few RTI activists, those who could not read English or write English, they approached the commission to give their decision in Odia. And the commission refused to give the decision in Odia. Then we approached the High Court. And the High Court gave the direction, both the state government and the Information Commission, to give the decisions, to take the decision to give the decision in Odia language. Now 1 year has passed, the Information Commission still giving their decision in English. That is the situation that the people cannot read what the decision the state Information Commission has given. I want to highlight another issue regarding the appointment of Information Commission. There is huge demand that there must be a transparency in appointment of Information Commission. We have demanded in Odisha to appoint the Information Commission following a thorough transparent procedure. This time they have repeated same thing, appointing arbitrarily two people as the Information Commission. I applied the RTI application to the IFI department to get the impression what is the procedure followed and what the people have been appointed and what are the proceedings. The information I have not received, the 4 months have passed. So, when we debate and discuss the issues, we must learn from this convention. The thing is, neither the public authorities nor the information commissioners are learning anything. The same issue, same thing still continues and going on, we are debating, then in the coming convention, we will also debate same thing. What will happen? Thanks.
Let's see, we meet again next year. What issues we discuss. Anybody would like to respond to that from Odisha, or should I go ahead and ask some other?
Sir,
Any other questions?
sir, I have one observation to make.
Yes, right in the middle. You need a mic.
Sir, you know that the objective of the act is the participatory democracy, and this is also referred that the common man's problems. So in this context, that is to be seen in the integrated manner. If in the rural areas, when Jagananda ji also talked about the digital divide. So if the 73rd Amendment Act and PESA, Provisional Panchayat and Scheduled Area Act 1996, where they have given the Gram Sabha a prominent role. So if these institutions are strengthened, and in these institutions the rural peoples have access to information, access to what has been done, because the 243G of the 73rd Amendment say that the Panchayat will prepare the plan for economic development and social justice, including the 29 subjects listed in the 11th schedule of the constitutions. So if that level, that is the institution is strengthened, so that will also facilitate the efforts of the rural peoples and have informations to them. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Yes.
Respected panelist, I am Ranjit Singh, BJP and CPIO. Just from the beginning,
You'll have to keep your mic a little closer. Yes.
हमने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जिस तरह से कहा कि भी that there should be transparency, which should help in building up the trust, right? And also he says about that these RTI should help in our reviewing of our policies so that we can improve upon them, right? But so far the format or the system we are having of the RTI Act, we simply say that in the RTI Act it is not a redressal forum, we have to simply give the information. So now is it after 10 years of this, apart from making some amendments about as we have gained from the experience in the Act, are we planning for a second level? That second level may be that we may extend from information to some sort of solving the problems or just building a trust, like Anjali madam said. Somebody is waiting for the pension, somebody is waiting for, say, court cases and all that. Whether we are linking in some way or making provision in RTI Act, one thing. If we are not making provisions in RTI Act, it will be intact as an information system. Whether we are planning to roping in the government system so that this may be linked with the say about मान लीजिए किसी का पेंशन का मैटर है, आरटीआई में वो इन्फॉर्मेशन मांगता है, एंड दैट इन्फॉर्मेशन इज उसको कहते हैं हाँ भी तुम्हारा रिजेक्ट हो गया दिस एंड दैट, वेदर दैट विल बी सिस्टेमेटिक ऑटोमेटिकली विल से पुट इन द say grievance line so that that person need not rush again and get this is my question.
What do you think? Because the subject says the topic today is RTI regime and have we moved towards transparency. आप क्या महसूस करते हैं इसके बारे में? हम इस तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं?
मैं आपको बता दूं, अगर आप बताइए, if only transparency is there, right? अब देखिए मेरे को भूख लगी है, आप मुझे बता रहे हैं देखिए जी ये 4 केले पड़े थे, ये तो वो शर्मा जी ले गए, और ये 2 सेब थे, ये वर्मा जी ले गए, आपने इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दी, मेरा पेट तो खाली है। आपने कहा कि आपकी जो है ये जो पेंशन है, हाँ इसमें प्रॉब्लम है, नहीं हो सकती, बिकॉज वी हैव द सिस्टम फॉर द लास्ट 60 ईयर्स जो कि इस तरह के जवाब देकर टालम टाल चल रहा है। तो मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि आरटीआई शुड चेंजेस मतलब के फेस, आरटीआई ठीक है इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम ही रहे, बट वी शुड आई मीन डेवलप सम मैकेनिज्म दैट में।
We appreciate you, Mark. Thank you. And this is the first point which I had raised. If you could
share something. My name is Nangia. I'm from Maharashtra. I want to share about one initiative taken by Maharashtra State Information Commission. These RTI users have been in regular interaction with the Information Commission and meetings with the Chief Information Commissioner. At the initiative of RTI activists, Chief Information Commissioner has addressed one communication to the Chief Secretary to set up a body where civil society people will be associated for discussing the problems faced in seeking information on RTI. The body has been described as Technical Advisory Committee. They have been given a time frame and it will be set up very soon. In Maharashtra, Bombay Municipal Corporation is the single largest body which attracts the maximum number of applications. BMC is about a state by itself and it attracts about 1 lakh applications every year. We had set up a similar technical advisory committee in the Bombay Municipal Corporation and they meet regularly every month and the minutes are usually recorded and put on the website. Similar arrangement is likely to happen in case of coordination with the state government and Mantralaya executives. Therefore, the participation with the civil activists will improve the working in RTI. Maharashtra state gets the maximum number of applications and maximum number of disposals also.
Thank you. Thank you. We are aware of this initiative. Yes, anybody else? Last 2 rounds. Oh, yes.
Hello. I am from Himachal Pradesh.
Please, once again.
Chandidat Sharma.
I've already given the floor to the gentleman here. So could you please wait? Yours will be the second one. Yes.
I'm Engineer Nazir Ahmed, State Information Commissioner from Jammu and Kashmir. Sir, as you know, we have an RTI Act of J&K state, which is more or less same as the Central Act. Reacting to 2 to 3 points raised here. First of all, the state of Jammu and Kashmir has a public redressal grievance act. When that came into force, the filing of RTI application considerably reduced. The other feature of the RTI J&K 2009 is that we have a time limit in deciding the appeals. There's a feature which is not provided in the Central Act. They provide that 60 days we have to decide the appeal and in any case not exceeding 120 days for recorded reasons. So that brings the pendency down. Third, here people were discussing about the quantity, number of appeals, and then at the same time saying there are so many RTI cases, RTI decisions are stayed in the court. I think we should also put emphasis on quality because somebody was saying reason order. So unless you give a reason order, the court is bound to stay those orders. In our state, we have an example where an order given by the State Information Commission, the appellant went to the court and the court imposed a fine on him for unnecessarily coming to the commission because there was a reason order. So these are the points taken to be note of. Simply because we know we dispose of 100 applications in one day, is it humanly possible? Because if you want a reason order, it has to be balanced. Thank you.
In the case of CIC, let me inform the House that after having dealt with 2,24,000 second appeals, 616 cases are pending in the High Courts. 616. Yes, the last question.
Respected Chair, my name is Inab Singh from Manipur. My question refer to Section 18, subsection I, clause B, to compensate the complainant. Sir, law is very clear, and intention of the lawmaker is also very clear that the compensation should be given to the complainant, not to the appellant. But we are discussing compensation to be given to the appellant. So, if the compensation is to be given to the appellant, it should be changed. The term complainant should be changed as appellant. So, please clarify in this regard.
What is the one? Oh, the which is given 19. Yeah, that's the appellant. Yes. So what is the query? Is there a query or a suggestion? Oh, suggestion. Okay. Anything else? Thank you very much. All of you, I think we've had an exhaustive session. Yes, Anjali wants to say something, so let's let her have the last word. Unless she says something, then I'll have the last word.
Sure. There's just one or two things that came up which I thought needed just highlighting or to be responded to. I totally agree, जो websites है commissions की, उनके ऊपर बहुत सारी सूचना डाली जा सकती है और डालने की ज़रूरत है. इतनी सारे मुद्दे हैं इसीलिए सब पे बात नहीं हुई, but when we have looked at the commission's websites across the country, most commissions don't have even basic information on the number of appeals and complaints that are coming in, on the pendencies in the commissions, on the number of cases in which complaints are being, there are penalties being imposed and so on. So I think that it's extremely important that the commissions lead by example, because it is really expected that the commissions will have all the information when they are ordering themselves, that information be provided by public authorities. Junior officers being increasingly made public information officers is a huge problem, and we find that in state after state this is happening, and this is very concerning, because very often when we go to file RTI applications, the public information officer says that they don't even know that they are PIOs. In many cases we found that. So that is extremely problematic. In terms of the orders, compliance with the orders, one suggestion that we've been making is the kind of continuing mandamus which courts follow, where a case is not closed when a decision is made, and after 3 or 4 weeks of the time that is given to the public authority to give information, there should be another hearing, which is not mandatory, but should an applicant feel that information hasn't been provided, it could be then taken up by the commission without people having to file another complaint and wait for many years. I think the matter on quality of orders can't be stressed enough. In fact, the matter that I talked about in the case of Sumitra Devi, the reason why we have been able to stand in court and Sumitra Devi has been able to actually fight her battle is because the order was very reasoned and it had everything in it which was needed, so the court could look at it. In fact, I see Professor Acharyulu here as well, who given that order. So there are many orders which are very, very good and the quality is very good, but we find that in many cases they are not reasoned order, those need to be. And as far as grievance redress is concerned, I think that we shouldn't look at right to information to become a grievance redress forum in the sense that, commissioners say that redress this grievance. There's already a lot of things under the law which commissioners need to look at. There needs to be a separate mechanism that the government puts in place to ensure that grievances of people are redressed. And also, if, like I said, the right to information applications are looked into and public authorities put in place proper systems, a lot of the grievances can be redressed even without them having to go through this long process of filing complaints. And finally, on this technical advisory committee, I think it's extremely important that all commissions, including the Central Information Commission, have some system, some body, wherein there is interaction between all the stakeholders, the public authorities, the commission and people, so that all the problems that are coming up and the challenges that are coming up can be discussed and resolved. Thank you.
मध्य प्रदेश।
From Himachal Pradesh. ये लिखा है आपके सामने डेस्क
Thank
पे।
you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, and we are deeply honored and thankful to our panelists for sharing their valuable thoughts and insights. Looking forward to a brighter, better, more informed future. And with that promising note, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to having you, all of us, join us tomorrow here in the morning, 9:45, the session begins. Thank you and goodbye.
Post